We're here, guys. It's an in and out stream. Hi, Dust Pirate. Hi, Aladdin's girl. How are you guys doing today? Dust, I saw you into Iron Maiden. That's amazing, man. Aladdin's girl. You ordered 2 orders of triple breadsticks in triple cheese, garlic, and nacho. What? That sounds delicious. Yeah, they are good. I'm sure your kid is eating them. Okay, in and out stream today, which we are going to recreate the double burger. We will do it in regular fashion and also animal style. And I found a very good resource online as to how to recreate this at home. And it actually doesn't seem that hard to do. So let's get into it. I am very excited to do this, Dust. And it's making me very excited to go on our little vacation soon. Cannot wait. It's just like a little intro for us. Even have the hat, and one for Sammy too, whenever he decides to pop in. All right, so on our recipe command today, 2 links that you can visit. So the first one is how to make an In-N-Out double animal style. And then the second recipe there is the recipe I'm gonna be using to make the burger buns. And this is actually the one thing that's gonna set me apart from people that have recreated it themselves, is they decided to not make the burger buns, but I feel good about this recipe, so we're gonna make the buns as well. See if we can nail it. Yeah, making the buns from scratch. They are potato buns. Apparently that is the most similar to what In-N-Out uses, but they do get their own buns made specifically for their burgers. Yeah, can you have Five Guys fries though? So I've never eaten Five Guys. No burgers, no fries yet, even.
I have, it's not that great.
Sammy says he has, and it's not that good. Good to know. Okay, so In-N-Out burger. We have the bun. We have the patties, which an important thing here for the patties is their beef is always fresh, never frozen, and they don't open an In-N-Out within a day's drive of the meat packing facility. So that's why the beef is always fresh, and that's why it's mostly just in California. We've been to the one in Vegas as well, still super good. And so that's the important thing with the meat. And it's also a 75-25 grind. So 75% chuck roast, 25% fat in there, compared to an article I was reading says that most fast food chains do an 80-20. So they do less fat in their patty. So that can also set In-N-Out apart, which I can see why it would. Then we have the white onions in between the melted American cheese. So double, 2 patties, 2 slices of cheese. That's the best part. And then underneath that, a little bit of iceberg lettuce for some crunch and a slice of tomato. Animal style gets caramelized onions instead of fresh onion, and then they also get pickle slices on there. So that is my favorite for sure. A small fry from there is like a large fry from McDonald's. Yum. So they're like super potatoey then. Just go for the fries. I'm sure I would like that too. And then I also heard that there's like peanuts to snack on while you wait for your food.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Are we missing anything on our burger? Just the sauce, I guess, which they actually call spread for some reason. And really, it's just a Thousand Island dressing or sauce or spread, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to make that from scratch as well. basically just ketchup, mayo, and relish with maybe a couple other add-ons. Okay, so why don't we make our prep list before we start here? That way we can stay organized. And to be honest, guys, I don't think this is a huge feat for someone to make at home for themselves, especially if you don't make the buns. It's not that hard to form burger patties on your own. Yum, Vune. Does In-N-Out even do bacon? Do they do bacon add-on? I forget. I don't think so. Yeah, Vune, I was gonna say, I don't think In-N-Out even has bacon on their menu. It's literally that simple. And yes, hugs as payment. That is fair. So yeah, Dust, the animal style is the caramelized onions instead of just the fresh slice of onion, which is way better because I'm not a huge fan of raw onions on burgers. And that's on their not so secret menu. And then you can also do the same thing onto your fries. Hello, Matt, how are you? Yeah, put it on the tab. Imagine if we could do that, that'd be awesome. So bun for the meat. We're gonna be grinding our own chuck today. I picked up a nice 2-pound piece from the butcher shop on Friday on the way home. So grind. And then we form our patties. And then we just have to cook them, which is really, really quick because the resource that I found for the patties is they're actually only 2-ounce patties. So really small patty that gets, I guess, spread out or smashed really thin on the flat top. And that's why it cooks really quick. They do make a peanut butter burger? What? Things are really good, Vune. I did a bunch of packing yesterday. Only took up half the suitcase. What up? Really proud of that. And today we were just kind of chilling out watching the Grand Prix race from Singapore. It's been pretty rainy and now ready to make some din din. I'm interested in this, Matt. I didn't know that was on the not so secret menu. Have you tried that burger, the peanut butter one? Okay, cheese, lettuce, tomato, spread, pickle slices, and then for the onion, we need sliced and caramelized. And that is it, my friends. That's simple. Double double with bacon, ma'am. Yum. Messiah, why do I have that hat? Because we're transporting ourselves to In-N-Out Burger today. We're gonna try and recreate the special burger that's been around for so long. You have to use the peanut butter sparingly. I believe it, Vune. Let's see, Matt. Let's see.
I have made the rig.
Yeah, Sammy's working on the IRL setup for California.
Battery packs ×2. That.
Yum. The secret menu stuff looks so good.
Yes!
Sick.
Yeah.
So we got this hat. I have another one too. We got given 2 hats. Last time we were at an In-N-Out was like November 2018. And then we asked the person working there if we could bring the hats home because I wanted to try and make the burger at home. So I've been holding on to these for a while. There's been some planning for this. Yeah, Aladdin's girl. A little bit different of a stream today. And we're gonna be using the mixer to make the bun dough and also to grind the meat. So one mixer, two different uses. It's gonna be awesome. Let's get started. Clear this off. Also guys, nice little stream gift from the Real Magic Cookie and Dust Pirate, who both donated biddies for us to get a new fillet knife. So that's gonna be sitting up on the knife rack quite soon.
Quite right now.
Hi, Mama Reagan, how are you? Yeah, thanks, Dust. Okay, so first things first, let's make our potato buns. Thanks, Mama. Yeah, we got this new apron when we went to Vancouver the other weekend back. Also, I don't know if you guys saw our new little stream mascot that's gonna come with us on our IRL streams.
What up?
This is Pizza Bro. He's so cute. I don't know what to name him though yet. So maybe we'll take votes on names for him. Loving the mustache though. Ah, a bacon shack burger. So that's the Shake Shack. I see that you just said that, Matt. Woohoo! Pizzaroni. Cute. Oh yeah, you did see it, Mama. So In-N-Out is a burger chain from the States. I guess you guys maybe want a little bit of history on them as well. And it's one of our favorite spots if we're in California or Nevada. I'm not sure where else they have chains.
Texas.
And Texas.
I don't know where in Texas.
So, the first In-N-Out store opened in 1948, you guys. 1948. And that's also when they introduced their first drive-through speaker system. $1961 is when the animal style burgers first became a thing. So since 61, the animal burger or animal style burger has been around. That's amazing. Yeah, free advertisement for sure. See if there's anything else really interesting. Man, milkshakes weren't added to the menu until 1975. Very cool. They have a thing called In-N-Out University. Yeah. Okay, so then in 2015, they opened their 300th restaurant. That's crazy.
Look at that.
This thing is nuts. Feels really nice in your hand though. Yeah, we can cut up some fish with this. I wish I was sponsored by In-N-Out. I'm probably gonna send them this video though and see what happens. That's an Arabian knife, Torino.
It looks deadly up there.
It does look good. It does look good. It's Sammy, Pizzaroni. Okay. Burger bun time.
So Cortana looked up sponsor.
Oh no. So let's set up our mixer. Let's get into it. Anyone do anything really fun this weekend? This hat is surprisingly comfortable. It possibly reminds me of like my culinary school days. But this hat is way easier to wear than something that's like 10 inches tall. Oh, you went to Dallas. That's where the concert was. Nice, Dust. Nice, guys. I also cleaned my bathroom. High five, Torino. Felt good. I've been trying to keep my balance of resting and working. And so far, I feel like I've done really good this weekend. I've had my share of being productive and also being lazy. And I feel like that's how you have really the best weekend. Weekend's not always for doing work at home. We all need some rest, right? Okay, last thing I have to do is just raise up our cutting board cam, and then we can start making our bun dough in the mixer. But I always like so we can see inside. We're going all the way up. Yeah, best part of the day, pizza delivery guy. Oh yeah. That's always a good time. Are we above enough? Might be able to turn it down just a touch more. See if that helps. Whew, the sun just left us. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Unless I do it this way. Oh yeah, that's the view. That's the view we want, even if it's a little bit glare in the bowl. Okay, so best part about King Arthur flour recipes is that they measure their ingredients also in grams. And that way you will have the most consistent recipe that you can have. It's not the greatest to do baking in cup measurements, I will say that. So hamburger potato buns, 38 reviews, 5 stars. Takes 20 minutes to prep and 15 to 20 minutes to bake. Total time though for this recipe is about 2 hours. And we're gonna get 6 buns from this, so hopefully we don't screw any of them up. Yeah, right, comrade? I wish we could get In-N-Out in Canada. There's a bunch of us in the world that are missing out.
There's the one day a year in Vancouver.
Oh yes. Yeah, we do have one day of the year where we have an In-N-Out pop-up restaurant in Vancouver, but I can just imagine that being insane. So I don't know if it would be worth it anyways. It is seriously so good. And I will be eating that in 2 days from now. Probably around this time. Burger King? Hello, welcome to In-N-Out. Can I take your order? I need to go work a drive-thru for a day, guys. How's your weekend, Annie? Okay, so first things first, whenever I make bread dough or buns, I always like to start by mixing my lukewarm water with my instant yeast. So we need 227 grams of lukewarm water. It should be room temperature. So if you feel it with your hands, you shouldn't really feel anything. It shouldn't be cold nor hot. Temperature wise, it should read around 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, the worst staticky microphone. So no, like on either end, no one knows what each person is saying. It's like, what? What are we talking about right now? So true, Messiah. Sammy, where did scale go to?
Right there.
Okay. When something's not in its home, ask Sammy. And hopefully he knows. Hopefully, that's the part. You prefer 4 guys, yeah, there's more to eat. I would say Burger King is for sure on the low end. Okay, I'm just gonna move this over a touch. Yeah, for Canada. So in order for me to get the American cheese to go on this burger, we can't find this in the store here, by the way, guys. American cheese, not a thing that we can buy. We had to go to Sammy's old restaurant that he worked at, called Big Wheel Burger, and buy American cheese by the slice from the kitchen. So we got like 8 slices for $8 they charged us, but it's the only spot that we can buy it. And Kraft singles are just not American cheese. So yeah, most expensive thing going on this burger today is definitely the cheese. Insane, right? Considering it's basically processed interesting things. Who knows what it is, but it melts amazingly. Really, Annie? You usually go for the chicken at fast food places. Okay, 227 grams of water. And then 2 teaspoons of instant yeast. Let's get our water temperature right here. Most important thing when making bread or bun dough at home. Gotta have the right water temp. $227 grams. Boop. Yeah, Fontina, something that we have to bring back with us as well. You guys know this. That was part of our cheese conversation the other day. It's happening. So 2 teaspoons of yeast, and then this is going to wake the yeast up.
Wake up.
Wake it up. Sunday afternoon, time to get out of bed. Put you to work. And that is how we get our rising factor in our bread, by waking up the yeast. Is there any sugar? So there is also 2 tablespoons of sugar in these buns, which is the food for the yeast. So not only are we making it get out of bed, we've also cooked it breakfast already. That's really nice, yeah. Very thoughtful of us. Yeah, wake me up when September ends.
No, they will miss TwitchCon.
Oh yeah, okay. And then I will say, if you guys aren't a fan of how much sugar is in a bread recipe, a way to get away from having to add so much is to make the rise on the bread longer. So instead of us doing this really quick within like an hour or two, you would put it in the fridge overnight. And that way, the longer rise, you're gonna create more structure in the bread, and you won't need as much sugar for it to eat quickly. So the yeast has been woken up and fed. I'm just gonna do a quick spin in here. Distribute some ingredients. Good to go. Oh, cheap cheese from Wisconsin, I can imagine. Whoa, Annie, that sounds delicious. I actually really like stuffed chicken breast or turkey breast. Pinball, here is a link to what this mixer is. It's called an Incarcerum. It's from Sweden. Yeah, the yeast is woke. We're woke today, guys. Okay, so I can see that the yeast is starting to make the water cloudy and it's starting to dissolve into there, which is exactly what we want. Next up, we can start to add the rest of our ingredients. So we need 361 grams of all-purpose flour. No problem, Pinball. Feel free to ask away with any questions. And then some interesting ingredients going into here. Dried milk powder and potato flakes. So that's what obviously makes this a potato roll. And then the milk powder gives our buns the soft, supple feel that we all love when we eat burgers.
Yeah, they do.
So anytime there's dairy involved, I can also see that there's butter in the recipe as well. It's what gives you those squishy buns, hun.
So I went with the red cable. It made it look faster.
Sweet.
Ferrari.
Sammy's streamlining. Getting ready to go. We're so ready for IRL.
Yeah, that is the set.
Second time this year. Hi, Clone. How are you, man? Hojerific. You love those soft buns. Heck yeah, you've come to the right place then. Okay, so 361 grams all-purpose flour. Thanks, man. Been holding on to this thing since November 2018. Finally was able to bring it out for the In and Out recreation stream. I knew it would come in handy.
Look how balanced I got it without keeping the gimbal on.
Just wait, I can't look away, Sammy. Nice.
It's set. We're good.
Flour incoming. What? You need some meat. You were at a yoga retreat on Bowen Island for the whole weekend. It was vegetarian all weekend. You gotta cleanse, Hojerific. You've been cleansed. How do you feel? That sounds nice though. Do you feel like you're more mindful and in tune with your body? Chick-fil-A has the nicest employees, really. Okay, next ingredient going into our mixer. 43 grams of dried potato flakes. I think this is my first time making potato rolls. So I'm really not too sure what this is gonna add to the bun. I guess just make it more soft as well. This is quite a bit.
Oh, is there a Chick-fil-A near us?
I don't know.
God, I've never had Chick-fil-A.
I've never had Chick-fil-A either. So that goes in. Next up, our dried milk powder, 35 grams worth. Yeah, In-N-Out is the one spot that we always visit for fast food when we are in an area that has one.
Oh my god, there's a Chick-fil-A.
That's it for the milk powder. The other one that intrigues me is like the drinks from Sonic. They always look so appealing on some of the commercials I've seen. Okay.
Chicken tenders and waffle fries.
What? Chicken tenders and waffle fries?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the weather has not been able to decide what it wants to do. Hey ho, Jerific. No skinny dipping. Isn't it just soda and milkshakes? Yeah, I think it's the milkshakes that get me. And it's like, oh, they just look so good. I believe we can start mixing this up. And so we have 2 ingredients left to add. One of them is salt, which I don't put in until the end of the recipe because salt and yeast are not friends. Salt will beat the yeast up and the yeast will be like, ow, now I can't do my job. So that's why we leave the salt out until the end so that the yeast can make our buns rise because we like those fluffy buns. And then the other ingredient is the butter, which I usually add in near the end as well, once the dough has kind of started to mix with the salt. So we need 57 grams of unsalted butter. You want this to definitely be around room temperature so that it is able to mix into the bread dough. Obviously, if it's too cold, you won't be able to do that. And then I believe there is something to say about it not being melted either. Like you want the butter to stay whole in its entire form. So let's weigh out this chunk that I have here, and Sammy might have to go warm it up for us a little bit. Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, yay for that indeed, Vune. Okay, sounds good, Vune. We will be around at some point on Tuesday, IRL streaming from California. Have a wonderful next couple of days.
That's kind of crazy to say. We're in California.
The Sonic Blast, that's the one, Messiah, that I always see. Like soft serve ice cream. What? Like I love root beer floats. Okay, so Sammy needs to go give this a little warming factor for us. Butter for the buns. And then we will grab our salt.
Ow.
So just softened. We don't want it to melt. Thank you. Thank you. It's just a really thick milkshake. I'm into it. Because that's how I remember getting McDonald's strawberry milkshakes when I was really young. Is like you could hardly drink them through the straw because there was just like so many strawberry pieces and it was so thick. So good. Okay, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. Let's get this mixing, guys. We're here. I'm interested to see how thick this dough is gonna get. There's quite a few dry ingredients. So 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. Depending on the hydration, I might have to add just a touch more water. I think that is needed. If it looks like it doesn't really want to come together, just add a touch more. So it also depends on the humidity of where you live. And I think that is one of the things that makes baking really hard for people. Is it's hard to kind of take that into account all the time. But remember, we still have a little bit of butter to put into here. That's gonna soften everything up. So this is looking nice and crumbly. I think we're good to go. Thanks, Sammy. Yum. Get that into there. The rest of this. Sammy's going for the close-up. The cameraman is here. Okay, now that we've added our butter, I'll let that do its thing. We can add our salt now. It's safe. 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. And salt is definitely one thing you don't want to forget when you're making any type of bread. It really helps to create the structure with the gluten. And then it also helps to season the bread. There is a dramatic difference of the taste of bread if you forget the salt. It's like, wow, this bread is very bland. Hi, Willamini. How are you? That is looking very good, I will say that. In and out. What's up, ready to poop? How are you doing today? Okay, and then in order to know if our dough is mixed enough, we're gonna bring it to the window stage. So at some point, usually after 10 minutes of mixing in here, we're gonna take a little piece of dough out and stretch it. And if we can stretch the piece of dough to where you can see through it in the middle, but without it ripping, you know that you've developed your gluten enough. I think that maybe one of these lights is not letting it focus. Or we'll just come out a little bit. So typical time for mixing any bread dough is around 10 minutes. Sometimes it'll be a bit longer, sometimes it'll be a bit shorter. And you'll kind of know when it's almost done mixing because the dough is gonna look like it's really, really smooth and supple. That's probably better. Yeah, it's better. Except our camera doesn't know how to focus. How's your day going, Nike? You guys ready for football Sunday? Is this going to be the best burger ever made? It just might be. See if we can turn this up. Get her going. All right. While we wait, let's set up the meat grinder attachment for our beef. So all of the metal pieces of this have to go into the freezer. Get a nice chill on them before we grind the meat. So this is the main piece, your little auger that goes in the middle. Front piece, and then we need our blade and our die. What we thinking, Sammy? Medium? Medium grind. So all of that is going into the freezer. Let it chill. Yeah, that is correct, Pinball. Salt and yeast are not friends. There's a lot of recipes when you're making some sort of bread dough. They always say to just add everything into the mixer at one time. I've had some pretty bad experiences doing that. So I always just play it safe and add the salt after the yeast. But I think there's only been one time that the salt really did inhibit the yeast from doing its job, and it was like, wow, this bread did not rise at all. Okay, I can definitely tell that this is a really dense dough, but I think when it comes to the rising part, that's where we're gonna get all of our fluff. At this point, we just wanna make sure that it's mixed enough. I'm gonna see if I can turn it up a bit more. Is she going to move? Now we're moving. Put those potato flakes away. Really dense dough. Okay, I'm gonna get a couple bowls out for our meat. Sourdough is different because the yeast is natural. Like you're not adding any yeast to sourdough. Whereas like the cultivated yeast that you add to a typical bread recipe does not play well with the salt if you add them together. This is almost here. It's looking like it's getting really nice and smooth. You wonder if anyone pays cash on delivery if they buy cod? COD. How would we find that out, Annie? How would we know? I think I am ready to bulk proof this since it doesn't really want to move anymore. No movement left? You must be good. Yeah, maybe a survey. Bung. Oh yeah, this is really nice. Best part about using butter in bread dough is that it doesn't really stick to anything. Plug it first. Okay, so we're just gonna give a little scrape down the side. So it looks like there's a little bit of stuff stuck. Don't want to waste any part of this recipe, that's for sure. Scrape the bottom as well if you feel like you need to. And now, just take the dough in your hands and start to kind of fold it on top of itself. And we should start to see it smooth out really nicely. We just want to make it into one nice uniform ball. That way it'll rise really nice and evenly. Beautiful little dough ball. Drop that in there, seam side down. This is what we got. Now we're gonna cover the bowl nice and airtight so it doesn't get dried out as it proofs. And I'm just making a little proofing chamber with my oven. So I pretended to preheat the oven to 350 Fahrenheit, let it go for like a minute so it barely gets warm in there. And then that'll be your secret proofing chamber for your bread. And that way we'll get the fastest rise time. Okay, nice and airtight. This can go into the oven or just into any place in your house where it's nice and warm. Yeah, we're having a ball. Thank you, Annie. We need to make some room in here, I see. Do it. Oh, it doesn't. Oh no, guys. Okay, just a sec. I need to change this. Oh man, oven's full. That's it. 1 seasoned cast iron. 2 seasoned cast iron. The oven rack down. Oh no, felt my hat starting to fall off there. Let's see how long we can keep it on my head. All the geese heading up our way. That, I believe, Annie. They are all up in the fields here right now. All right. So buns proofing. Usually it takes about an hour to proof. See what the recipe says. Yep, let it rise in a warm place for an hour or until it's almost doubled in size. So remember the size of the dough ball we had should be double that size when we go look at it. So why don't I set a 50-minute timer for ourselves? And then when that goes off, we know that it's time for us to shape the dough into our little bun balls. It's the best place for cast iron. They stay really nice and sealed that way, I have to say. Okay, so timer is set. Next up, the beef. Plastic board. Get our beef out. This is what we're working with. Boneless blade chuck roast. $14.71 for just over 2 pounds of beef. Pretty good price. Hi Greek, how are you? Wow, Dasher, wow. I thought you would be proud of me, man. I thought you would be proud. Just comes out there, hey? Well, I mean, In-N-Out is better than McDonald's. We all know this. You hate it? Why? I feel like this debate can go on for so long, though. Trying to create a chat war. I did not know that, Annie. She hasn't contacted us, but we've also not popped into her stream in a while. Claire is coming to Canada, I guess, and was wondering where we live. You think it's just the cheese, really? But the cheese is the best part, man. I am well. This is like my stream to get pumped up for going back to Cali. Yeah, look at this meat. That looks like better than a chuck roast. How funny is this camera angle though? Definitely not the best. Okay, we're gonna have to come back down and then probably go back up when we grind this. Or I just won't go all the way. This is probably good. So we're gonna cut up our beef into 1-inch cubes. That'll make it the best way possible for this to be ground up evenly. You're in Vancouver right now? Welcome to Canada, Greek Hot Fun. You live there now, amazing. I'm pumped for you. You're just a ferry trip away. Yeah, you might as well go to Shake Shack, man. It's a burger day. This is a boneless piece of chuck, it's called, young sherd. And hello, Solid. Yeah, welcome to rainy season. It started a little bit too early for my liking. It is really nice marbling. I'm just going to give this a feel. It looks like I have to clean a little bit off right here. There's a little bit of like sinewy gristle that we don't want to grind in to our burgers because it won't break down at all. But I think that's the only part, and the rest we can just cube this up. See if I can just trim off that little bit. So far, so good. Perfect. Yeah, I'm glad we got rid of that. Everything else looks like we're good to go. Park Royal. Yep. Yeah, there is quite a few Five Guys in Canada. Okay, now I'm going to start cutting this into the 1-inch cubes. Doesn't really matter which way you start slicing and dicing, as long as the pieces of meat are consistent in size. So I'm gonna go this long way. Yeah, now that's a knife. And this is exactly what this knife is meant for, is butchery. A little bit of sinew there as well that we'll watch for. Almost like a crescent. It's called a scimitar. Ooh, the Emmys might actually be on tonight. I don't really keep up with like cable television, but that might be a thing. You might be correct. Whoa. Man, steak knife works well too. It'll just maybe take you a little bit longer to cut everything up, that's all. There are many, many different tools for each job, and some are very versatile. This piece right here. So this is where we get to be really picky, and we really shouldn't have like any gristle in our burgers. That's the joy of grinding your own meat at home. Whereas getting meat ground up in a grocery store, you can have like over 100 different pieces of meat from different cows in one package of ground beef. And I don't know how I feel about that. We have made sausage trueness. The only thing that we haven't done after we made sausage meat is put it into casings. So that's still something we have to do on stream. Am I finding a little bit more gristle here? No, we're good. And that's probably gonna be something we will make in the winter time, for sure. Trying our hand at sausage. Hopefully our buddy gets a deer or two and we can make some venison sausage. Couple different kinds. Yeah, Mr. Niner. We're burgering today. Dust, it is a lot of meat for 2 patties. That's why we get leftovers, because we need lunch for tomorrow. And then, yeah, this is the last thing I'm cooking in the kitchen before we go. Because Tuesday, we're leaving the house at like 3:30 in the morning. Our flight's at 5:30. So I'm definitely not cooking dinner tomorrow. Tomorrow's just finishing up a bunch of things before we go, getting ready, and then early to bed, if we can. Now I'm gonna start putting my meat just in this pan. And you wanna try and do this quickly so that the meat stays nice and cold. Because if we leave it out too long and it comes up to room temp, then it's not gonna grind well at all. And some people even go further and put the meat in the freezer for a little bit of time. But I have found that if I just put the grinder in and cut up my meat quickly, still get a really good result for the grind. If the meat is too warm going through the grinder, it's just gonna mush up. And you're not gonna get nice pieces of ground beef. It's just gonna mush it through the little rounds in the die. And that's gonna give you a whole different texture of the burger patty. Maybe we're gonna be a little bit tired on that travel day, but I always like to get to our destination earlier rather than later. And that way, even if I have to have like a quick little power nap, that way we're already there and we can do stuff at night. There's not really any wasted travel time. Okay, 39 minutes on our bun dough timer. We're just rolling through our prep list. I'm gonna be back in about 30 seconds, guys. Hold tight. We are going to TwitchCon Aladdin's Girl. So we're getting in a couple days early to have some time to ourselves and do a little relaxing before TwitchCon. Thought that'd be the best way to do it. Okay, back. Miss Molly Makes. Yeah, there's a bunch of us food streamers going. And then Aladdin's Girl. I don't know if you ever watched Tabatai Cooking or Monastache stream, but we're staying with them for TwitchCon, or they're staying with us, I guess, is the proper way to put it. Okay, time to set up our grinder. We be grinding. Back over here with the mixer. It's really awesome that Miss Molly got partner before TwitchCon. I saw that. Now we can grab all of our pieces out of the freezer. They have been chillin'. Ooh, they're so cold, they're really hard to hold. Ouch. Twist that guy on first. Oh, or off. You know, either one. I want that nice and tight to start. Next piece that goes in is the auger. That's good. Next up, our blade. So this is kind of what pushes the meat through the die, and we want the ridged side of the blade. I don't know if it'll focus for us because it's just on the mixer. So the ridged side of the blade should be facing up. And then lastly, our die just fits right on top. Twist your last piece on. You can see how everything is really nice and frosty. Now we got this, so we flip it over to that. It looks better this way. Bowl goes there. Maybe we'll put it a touch towards you guys because I feel like it's a really cool view. If you can see it coming out. Yeah, I've thought about partnership, but I don't think I'm there yet, Mama. I don't have a high enough average for viewers. Maybe one day, though. Okay, so just a quick little vroom to make sure that we set everything up right. Awesome. No weird noises. Perfect. Let us begin. Usually I wear a glove for this, so I'm just going to use some tongs today, and that way we don't have to touch the raw meat as it goes in. First step, drink water. Yeah, always. I kind of feel like getting a drink soon, but we'll see. Okay, so that's on like medium speed. Let's get grinding. Start put our first pieces down. be coming through pretty quickly now. And away we go. Looks really nice. It's coming out in nice, clean strands. It looks amazing. Good, I'm glad. Glad this is something you like. Because this can gross some people out, that's for sure. The fat to meat ratio looks really good as well. I don't think we have to add any extra fat. It's pretty well marbled. Okay, that is that. We are now at the 30-minute mark for our bun dough before we shape it. One more quick little roll. Try and clear out anything left in there. I think we're good. This is like my favorite thing to do on this mixer, I think, is to grind meat. Just really works so well. So first step, always unplug before you start taking anything apart. Next step, I usually just take off this entire piece. Set that there for a sec, then we can get rid of this as well. Now, basically do the exact opposite of what we did to set this up. So first piece to come off is always the front part. Usually there's a little bit of meat stuck around that, and we don't want to waste that. We'll just kind of put that into here, into the burger meat. And then dump that, give it a little push. And then this is where we can see how the blade doesn't always push everything through, which is a little bit annoying, but I find that that happens with basically every grinder that I've worked with in kitchen. So there's always this little bit of waste. But usually the blade does a really good job at like picking out the really stringy pieces of meat that you don't even want in your mix anyways. So like if you miss anything, it'll kind of just find it for you. And then I never really fool around with trying to get this little bit out that's stuck in the die. But then I always make sure that I go ahead and soak it right away so that meat doesn't get stuck in there as it sits. And you want to do pretty cool water so that you don't cook the meat into there, because that can happen. Okay, quick little hand wash. I'm gonna bring the camera back down from where we're at right now. Oh, there we go. And we're just a little bit sideways, aren't we? I don't know why or how. But somehow that happened. Should be better. Yeah, that's better. So we're not even gonna be away, Mama. Like, we're still gonna be streaming the entire time. And it's actually gonna be streaming more than usual, really. So we leave on Tuesday morning at our time. So the flight leaves to go to Seattle at 5:30 a.m. And then we should arrive in San Diego around 11 a.m. And then we don't come home until October 1st. So that's the schedule. And I will be posting like our TwitchCon kind of schedule of events as well in Discord and on my Twitch channel page. Okay, back to the scale. Time to weigh out these patties. I'm just gonna really quickly look at the Serious Eats guide for the In-N-Out Double Double and see if he says something different. Because the first one I read said it was 2-ounce patties. Yep, 2 ounces each, pressed flat to 4 inches in diameter. So then we also want to make sure that we don't make our burger bun too big, because it's always kind of awkward when your burger bun is either too big or too small for your burger patties. So we definitely want to make our patties to fit onto our burger properly. 2 ounces each. Let's see how many patties we can get at that size. I'm probably gonna make 6. No, I will make 12, I think, and then see what we have left over for meat. Do I work at In-N-Out? No, I do not. I was just gifted this hat from a previous In-N-Out that I ate at. So I am going to line our scale first with either like a piece of parchment or plastic wrap, just to put a layer of protection from the raw meat. It's always a nice little trick. That way we don't cross-contaminate raw meat with anything else. Oop, already turned it on. And then I think I'm gonna separate the burger patties with parchment. So I'm sorry if this is just a little bit loud. Okay, sounds good, Mama. Thank you so much for everything. Have a wonderful night hanging out. So 12 patties at 4 inches each. Let's do a piece of paper like that. And we'll cut this up. Cut it up. Where did Sammy put the scissors? We don't know. They have disappeared. He's not around. Top drawer where? Also, why are you hiding in the bedroom in the dark? What is this guy doing? Oh, the scissors aren't where they're supposed to be? Sammy, where are the scissors?
Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Shake my head, guys. Shake my head. Okay, what happened here? What happened here? Straight lines, guys. It's rough. Now you can stack that all up. We'll go in half. Once. All folded together. And then in half one more time. And that way we have pieces of paper to put the burger patties onto. Keep everything really nice and organized. And in restaurants, the burger patty paper already comes cut up for you. That's the best part. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, I think, is to just weigh out the size of the patties. So just weigh out the 2-ounce balls, and then we'll form them and flatten them. On. Yeah, I am the restaurant. Pretty much. Ounces. 2. So always do this with really clean hands. If you're not sure if they're clean, definitely wash them. And yes, fresh ground beef feels way different than store ground beef. What a name indeed. I'm not sure if they're up to no good or not, though. Not sure yet. Ready to poop. Nike, yes. Yes. I was wondering what you guys were gonna say about that. I think we're okay. Yeah, right, Pinball? It's like the ingredients are really simple to make an In-N-Out burger, but the time it takes to make it the same way, and this is probably not even gonna taste the same. There's a reason for the fast food. And I think In-N-Out for sure is one company that does it maybe a little bit better than the rest. I also totally respect that they have not changed things basically since they opened. That whole, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it thing. Yeah, they're following that. Okay, so we just have a little bit of beef left, and that's totally okay. I'm just gonna pack that up for us. But I'm not gonna make it into burgers. We'll probably transform it into, like, a fried rice or something like that. You're moving to Texas for a bit, and your next apartment will have an In-N-Out next to it. Oh my gosh. Jealous. Everything in moderation. Yeah, same family as well. That's right. That is right. Okay, scale is clean. Good to put away. Should not need that anymore. And now, our burgers. So also the secret to like really nice juicy patties is to not overwork the meat. So we just want to shape it into a ball. We don't really want to press on it too hard. We just want it into a ball that's not gonna fall apart. Yeah, we do have fresh salmon, which I was saying to the guy that I went fishing with is like, he has ruined us on eating any other salmon in the world. Because nothing else is gonna taste as good as that now. So you can see as I'm balling this, is we're not losing the shape of the meat that was ground. Because we can still see all of the separate pieces. Whereas some people think like it's not mixed enough until all of the meat is like formed into one piece and it's like mushy and pasty. You're basically making sausage at that point, not a burger. So over the years, we have found that kind of the looser shape to the burger patty, the more juicy it will be. And then all we gotta do is smash this out. So I'll probably just take one more piece of parchment and then show you guys my trick for smashing burgers. Sammy is a tomato can 4 inches in diameter. Can we grind salmon? Yeah, I was thinking of doing either like salmon cakes or salmon burgers for a stream as well. That'd be super, super good. The only thing you have to kind of think about for salmon is that it's really delicate compared to beef. So that's where we would probably freeze the salmon after we cut it and have everything very, very cold. Otherwise, it really will just like mush through the grinder. And we can totally make sushi, Nike. Yeah, salmon is quite versatile. Who else wanted us to make sushi the other day? Was it Hojerific? Someone was talking about sushi. Tartare, yeah. Yeah, salmon tartare, also really good. And all of these things with like raw preparations of salmon, I wouldn't do that unless you know like the salmon literally just came out of the water within the last day or two. But like store-bought farmed salmon, never do that. Never eat it raw. I wouldn't trust it, at least. We don't know how many places it's been or how many hands it's touched. Not the cleanest piece of meat to get your body to digest raw. Cured salmon is delicious. We have made a lot of that. I don't know if you ever have gravlax or lox, but we made a ton of that to preserve the stuff that our friend caught. Okay, so just one more piece of parchment to cover over our patties to smash them. I'm gonna see if I have a tomato can here for smashing. So we want something 4 inches in diameter. I'm just gonna be right back, guys. I'm gonna go hunt down this tomato can. And no, we don't season the meat yet. Not yet, not until it goes onto the grill. back. Hi, Trueness, as well. Forgot to say hi to you. Hi, Cookie. How are you? Yeah, in and out. Hi. Whoop, whoop. Okay, I got my 4-inch diameter can. This is the greatest part. So now we know that it's not going to get smashed any larger that we want it to. So just kind of give that a little press. Yeah, we're in character. Hello, welcome to In and Out. Can I take your order? Press down. That's literally it. It's just gonna fill the inside rim of the can, and that's the exact size that we want. And you definitely want to press it nice and evenly. You don't want the patty to be lopsided. So now, take that off. Perfect little patty. This is a burger hack for sure, my friends. Line them up on the other side. Cookie, are you having a good weekend? Done. Slept in both days. Amazing. Yeah, I got like a good 10 hours, I think, yesterday. Went to bed early, woke up late. It was perfect. Seriously, perfect size. So that's the way to do it. Now you can just stack those on top of each other. And they are literally ready to cook. And I'm actually gonna transfer them just over to this little pie pan. And we're gonna use the sheet pan to bake the buns on. So we can get that ready. Burgers, smashed and weighed. So we can check that off. So we ground the meat, we formed our patties. Now all we have to do is season and cook them. Yeah, who says there ain't no gaming in this channel? Okay, so I like to make my burger buns on the silicone sheets for baking pans. It's like a little bit more of a fancy thing. Definitely awesome if you bake at home a lot. And that way our burger buns won't stick to the pan at all. Nice and easy to clean up. We have 9 minutes left on our timer for that, so let's just put this aside. That's good to go. I think the next thing we should work on our list is the onions. Because half of the onion we have to caramelize for animal style. Can you just let her up? She's being a butthead. So for a regular double, you just get white onion sliced. And then they don't even separate the layers of the onion. So you get like one whole slice of onion. So to me, that's a little bit overpowering. I don't love that much onion on my burgers. I would definitely go with the animal style that has the caramelized onion instead. But I'm gonna say we'll make one regular double, basically just for photos. And then I'm gonna be picking that onion out. Oh no, Aladdin's girl. That's the part about having kiddos. More people to eat your snacks. The worst. And so before we cut this in half, to peel it, actually we're not even gonna do that today because we need this intact for our one perfect onion slice. Yeah, better put a lock on that cookie jar. I believe that's actually a thing as well, is you can buy cookie jars with locks on them. And you can like set the lock to only be on during certain hours. So that like some people, if they snack at night, are really bad at that. You can just lock it during the night. Kind of hilarious. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut this in half, and that way we can get the most perfect slice of onion. And then you can also see, I'm gonna use the mandolin. And then I'm also gonna say that using like a white onion instead of a yellow onion, gonna give you a little less pungency and flavor. Yellow onion is way more strong. I'm gonna go nice and thin with this as well. Maybe not. Let's see what we get. You keep the treats in your room? Yeah, in the sock drawer. They'll never know. Ooh, this might actually be perfect. Yes. Our one onion slice. Just set that aside, and that is good to go for plating later. One part complete. Yeah, yellow onions in stews and soups, so good. Okay, that's rinsed. Okay, now we can get into cutting our onion. Cut that in half and in half, and then I'm also gonna turn it this way. So for the animal style onions, let me read a little bit into this. So a regular double-double gets a full slice of onion in between the two patties. If you upgrade to an animal style, those onions come intensely caramelized, their sweet complexity playing perfectly off the beefy patties. We're talking onions slow cooked to oblivion, French onion soup style. But then in the recipe, he says it only takes him about half an hour to do this. So he starts cooking them in a little bit of oil until the oil kind of disappears and it starts to dry up in the pan. And then you add water again to kind of cool everything off and also make everything soft. And then you just kind of keep switching back with those processes over half an hour. And then we should get like really caramelized onions that are nice and brown and soft and sweet. So what he did, he cooked 6 onions down to a cup of basically onion jam. You were scared, Messiah, when I was using the mandolin. You shouldn't be. That's the other thing, Pinball, is that for the animal style patties in the burger, they're cooked with like a mustard slather on the outside of the patty. It's very interesting. Pretty sure that's the only spot that does that. Okay, so nice small pieces of onion. That way it'll cut down or cook down quickly. Probably gonna throw these in the cast iron saucepan. Get them going in there. No. And yes, these onions seem like they're going to make me cry a little bit today. We're getting emotional. Holy. That's a strong onion. I'm not crying, you're crying. You just felt the ghost sting of onion in the air. Yeah, I'm feeling it for real though over here. It's real, guys. It's a little bit more challenging to cut this onion up into the pieces after we've already cut a slice out of it. Yeah, they're just actors. Don't cry about it. It's okay. Guys, I'm just so excited. This way to dice onions, yeah. That is like the chef way. So you follow the lines already in the onion, which are going that way. And then you don't cut all the way through to the root end. And that way everything stays together. And then I also follow the curve of the onion, and then you don't get those weird kind of sized pieces in the middle. Works way better if you cut it in half just to begin with, though. Oh man. Yeah, easy. It's true, Nike. I am tearing up, but it's good. Like a forced cry every now and then. Clear out the tear ducts. Good to go. All right, we got through that. The stronger the onion, the sweeter it is. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. Okay, I think I can turn this light back on above me. Now that the sun is going down a bit. Oh yeah. Bundo timer. Let's check it out. Are we doubled? Oh yeah, I would say we're doubled. Do you guys remember the size of the dough ball when we put that in there? That's done. But first, let's get these onions cooking in a pan. Okay, pan on to medium-high heat to start for sure. Hi Tom, how are you, man? Good to see you today. So I'm using this red cast iron, blue cast iron, probably gonna be used to cook the patties in later, so we'll leave that out. And then in our red cast iron for the onions, we're gonna start with grapeseed oil, or canola oil works as well. Definitely wanna put a good amount in the bottom of the pan. Okay. Prep list, onion, sliced and caramelized. We are working on that, so I'll check that off. Other things left on the list. So we are going to shape our buns, and then usually they proof after the dough is shaped into the little balls. They should proof for about half an hour before we bake them. So that's our next step after this. Then we have to just tear up our lettuce, slice up some tomato, make the spread, the classic In-N-Out spread, and then just slice up a little bit of dill pickle. So basically just the condiments left to work on. That's awesome. I am great, Tom. Thanks for asking. Getting pumped to make these In-N-Out burgers for you guys. Ooh, a tall Modelo. Delicious. I'm thinking if I want to have a little cider or not. I'm undecided on the cider. Yeah, give me that Modelo. For now, I'll stick to water. And so the oil in the pan for the onions, we want that to be really nice and hot when we put the onions in. You should see like little billows of smoke coming off of the oil in the pan. Then you know you're good to put your onions in. If you put your onions in and the oil is too cold still, you're not gonna get them to caramelize the same way. Oh, Modella Chelada, so good. I feel like I'm gonna have a michelada very soon, Aladdin's girl. Very, very soon. You've never tried one? It's good. It's basically like beer. Well, I guess they do tomato juice in America, but we do clamato juice, which is really good. It's pretty refreshing, that's for sure. It's like a beer Caesar thing going on, or like a Bloody Mary and a beer together. Okay, we're almost there. Almost, almost. Seems like it'd cause heartburn. Probably. It's a good analyzation, Tom. Stay away. Stay away. Guess we need a spoon out. I love this though, when we proof the bread. Look at this dome. Like, look at the steam and the heat that we created in there. It's like a little drum almost. Playing with your food, not safe, guys. Yeah, I love the chili and the salt on the rim. So good. We used to make those when I worked at the taqueria. Those and agua de Jamaica and horchata. So good. Yeah, In-N-Out boss. Ah! No drumming. Flip that burger. Okay, little puff of smoke just came off of that. Time to add our onions into the pan. Hear that sizzle right away? That's exactly what we want. But for real though, like In-N-Out, every one that we've gone to, it looks like a really fun place to work. Very good team dynamic. And everyone always looked really happy. And it was also cool to see how like everyone had their one specific job to do. And then if that person was not able to do that one specific job, I mean, it kind of lets the whole team down, right? Because that's the thing with fast food, is everything comes out at the same exact time on your tray. It's not like they give you the burgers or the fries first and then give you the rest after. It's like all of the timings have to be accurate. Okay, turn that pan up. Also, one of the first things I'm gonna do to these onions is put some salt in there, and that's gonna help draw out some moisture as well, but also season them as they cook. It's always a good idea to do. And these are, like I said, going to take about half an hour on the stovetop. So this is a good thing to do as you shape your buns. That way you can kind of keep an eye on them, but they don't need that close of an eye. We just want to smash that down to one nice even layer. Good to go. Let's caramelize. Let's do it. The big board is back. We're gonna add butter a little bit later, Nike, near the end, just so these don't brown too quick. Thank you, I'm ready to poop. Thank you. There we go. Come back in a little bit. Okay, so first step, we gotta get our hot dough out of this bowl. Smells so good. First time making potato buns. Oh, Kansas, you want me to sell Cook with Kate, like paper hats like this? That's actually brilliant. I love that. Yeah, we are actually just starting to put together some really awesome merch for you guys. By the end of the year, that's my goal, is to have like a really complete merch store set up for us. Now that I know that I have people interested in it, we are going fully. I have someone working on a new merch logo right now, aka the Bard Vune. We're working on that together for everyone. There's going to be actually a couple different logos to choose from, because we like options. Yeah. Okay, that is all out. Bowl is nice and clean. Yeah, now we need a design. That's the fun part, isn't it? Okay, real quick. I can hear that the sizzle of the onions have changed a little bit from the beginning in the pan, so let's check them out. It sounds like they need a stir. Sounds more dry. Yep. And that's how we create the browning. So now that we are starting to brown, we've got to turn down the heat just a little bit. So when we notice that the pan is getting dry, we're going to add a little bit of water and like one little nub of butter in here. And that way we're going to keep cooking it down and creating these rich caramelized onions. Pack them back down to our one nice even layer. And by like a little bit of water, I mean maybe a tablespoon or two. And more butter. Get that right onto the pan so it melts nicely. Distribute the flavor. And so the heat on that pan right now is on a medium heat. Okay, back to the buns. Cookie, you're excited. You found super fresh patty pan squash at the local market today and they're roasting up right now. Yum. That is one of my favorite squashes. Like, they're so juicy. Oh yeah, like a waxy film. I can see that. No, I like this Kansas. Like, if you want to talk about doing some merch stuff, if you want to help me in any way, let me know. I am down with that. Because this is all pretty new to me. And I definitely don't have a marketing degree. Just doing one more stir on those onions. It seemed like they needed it. Okay, so this bun recipe makes 6 buns. I think that'll be pretty perfect for the size of our burger patties. Wouldn't trust you with a Nerf ball. Oh no. Wouldn't trust me either. Yeah, Bob's your uncle. Good to go. That's actually very true. Is I do have a lead on someone here locally who's willing to do stuff for me. Oops, I did that wrong. No, guys. So 6. So we need to cut each piece of this into 3. We haven't gone too far yet, though. It's okay. So we're just eyeballing it for now. Yeah, coasters or wooden spoons. I love that. Things that people can actually use. I feel like that's a big one. Okay, that is looking pretty good to me. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit more water into our onion pan again. They're asking for it. Is this not one of the best smells, though, in a kitchen? Frying onions? One of the best. Like, even people that don't like onions still like that smell. All right. So now, let's see if I need any flour on this. I'm gonna try and ball the bun without it though. So make a claw on the cutting board. And what we're gonna do, so we're gonna push the piece of dough with our thumb and then kind of turn our hand and pull it with our other fingers. So push it and then we'll pull it, creating this circle. And then the bun dough keeps the tension on the cutting board to make this really nice, smooth looking piece of dough. And just do that until it seems really smooth and like you have basically all of the air out of it. And then we get something that looks like that. Really beautiful. Nice and smooth, that's exactly what we want. And then all we do with that, put it on our lined sheet pan. Good to go. Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking of, Kansas, is like trying to find things that are cheap to ship. That's a big one as well. And I'm hoping with these couple different sized pieces of dough, we'll at least get one bun that looks really perfect for photos. Oh yeah, those onions are happy. Go to UPS, find a shipping package for a business to be cheaper. That's where companies go wrong. Cheaper the better. Sometimes shipping costs more than an item. Yeah, that is very true. First rendition today, guys, of Kate's potato rolls. What's the really famous American brand of potato rolls, guys? I'm blanking the name right now. Red Lobster potato rolls? No, I think those are biscuits. But those are still deadly as well. Nike would know it if he was here. Nike, what's the brand of the potato rolls? Okay. 6 buns. Getting covered. Now these are gonna sit for half an hour. I'm just gonna put them on the stove top over here. Nice little warm spot. And then we can get ready to bake them. Yeah, these buns are okay. Nike, I was asking what the brand is for the famous potato rolls in America. Because I'm hoping that mine turn out like that. Yeah, there's no famous rolls, just taters, king something. Ooh, yeah. It is something like that, isn't it, Dust? We're getting close. Closer. Okay, let's get a peek on these onions. Martin's famous. King's Hawaiian. Okay, there's a couple different ones then. Oh, goodness. Okay, check these out. We're getting there for sure. Turn this heat back up a bit. I'm gonna add another little cube or a couple cubes of butter to this and some more water. Get this going again, because the butter helps create the caramelization with the onions. But heck yeah, that's some good looking stuff so far. Yeah, either one, Nike is happy. Okay, I'm gonna look into our spread recipe, and I'm also going to set a 15-minute timer for our buns so that when that goes off, we can start preheating the oven to bake them. So it'll take about that long to preheat it. Okay, spread. So, final spread formula. 62% mayo, 23% ketchup, and 15% relish. There's also a little splash of vinegar and a pinch of sugar to round out the flavors. So 2 tablespoons and 2 teaspoons of mayo, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 2 teaspoons of pickle relish. Pinball, I am looking at this article right now from Serious Eats. They basically broke down the In-N-Out Double-Double. And then below that is the potato bun recipe that I'm looking at. It's a really interesting article to read. So let's get the mayo and ketchup out of the fridge. I have the relish here because this is not usually something I keep stocked in my kitchen. What's this? Gieg? Gieg? Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Catsup. Mayo. Giving these onions a little stir. Oh yeah. When in doubt, guys, just add more butter. Okay, so the next time that these sound like they're getting a little bit dry, sizzling in the pan, like the fat has cooked back into the onions, we'll add one more little dose of water and then I think we're good. Looks like they're softening up really nicely. Yeah, the color is beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna double the recipe for this spread for sure. This is what we're looking at. Ketchup, Hellmann's, relish. So we want 4 tablespoons and 4 teaspoons of mayo. These are so crazy. 2 tablespoons of ketchup and 4 teaspoons of relish that has been rinsed. So we rinse the relish to literally only get the little pickle pieces in there.
You don't want any of the flavor of the relish, basically.
Kansas, I do have a YouTube channel where I have like over 200 of my past videos on there. And I have posted a couple other short videos. That's so funny that you say that. Yeah, aha. It is there. Okay, measuring spoons. Tablespoon. Teaspoon. And I have to say, guys, this hat, pretty comfy to wear. I will say that. Hi, Skybox, how are you? I'm glad you like the outfit. YouTube can feed the merch money. I like that. I like that. Now we're singing. Okay, onion pan a little dry. Last addition of water for the final caramelization of the onions. Cook it down, and then we are basically good to go. Yeah, that looks really happy. Cook with Kate hat with fake ponytail in the back. Yes. I love it. Yeah, this is way more comfy than a hairnet. Way more, because you can like pull it out to your desired head size. Like it's actually sized. So good. Okay, so 4 tablespoons and 4 teaspoons of mayo. Very precise. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sammy would feel pretty, yeah. Whenever he decides to pop in, we'll get him wearing that other hat. Oh, actually, why did I close this? We needed 4 teaspoons still. Hello. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4. Polsh, burger hype. We love burgers. Hellman's? Yeah, it's like the one really good brand in Canada. Sammy's coming. Martin's famous potato rolls. We're hoping to make that. The Sammy Sam. Sammy looks so good with it on.
Make burgers. Make burgers.
This guy, though.
Make burgers.
Okay, next step. 2 tablespoons of ketchup.
2 TBS ketchup.
I'm gonna turn our onion pan off. I'm happy with that. It looks proper. What's up, Sam? Yeah. Sammy's a burger man.
Yeah. It's true. Let's replace.
Thank you for the host, Polsh. Oh, I was like, why isn't this ketchup bottle shaking? Because it's never been opened. Satisfaction. Is there like a thing that Canadians just like love burgers? We love them more than Americans? I don't know. His and hers spoons? Man, we should do that for our wedding. And how much relish? 4 teaspoons worth. So I'm gonna scrape this out so we don't waste anything because we're done with this. Am I gonna try it again but with homemade condiments? Wasn't planning on it, to be honest, because I know I would not get the same flavor. Check out these onions though, guys. Now those are some happy caramelized onions. Not same, but yes. Yes, better, Polsh. Yes, indeed. Those are for the animal style. Okay, so for the relish, we need to take out our 4 teaspoons and put it into a fine mesh strainer of sorts, because we are literally gonna rinse the liquid off of the relish. I kind of giggled when I read this. Can we get into it? No, we can't. Okay, trick to lift the seal. Back of your knife. Smash the top of the lid. There you go. You strain out the excess from salsa? What? Okay, I'm just gonna go over to the sink to rinse this so I don't make a mess everywhere. I'm gonna take this as well. One, 2, 3, 4. And then might I add that this is a tangy relish. This is not the sweet relish that you can also get. And apparently that was a deal breaker as well, is you don't want the really sweet relish, because that'll maybe mess up your sauce or spread ratio. I have never done this in my life. It really does feel a little bit funny. Don't mind me, guys, just rinsing my relish. Let's obviously try and get all of the water out. Press it into the strainer until nothing really comes out. Okay. Yeah, relish on burgers. So good. You foresee a Mountain Dew Kickstarter in your near future. Sounds delish, man. Have a good trip to the store. So mix this all up. And then it says that they just added a little splash of white vinegar and a pinch of sugar. But then I also saw a recipe that added a little bit of mustard to this as well. What should we do, guys? What should we do? Definitely gonna add the bit of vin. Okay, the only thing though, Polish, is that I don't have yellow mustard. I only have Dijon, which might actually be better. Okay, so a little bit of vin. I think that's all it needs. I'm gonna add just a touch of the Dijon. I'm feeling it. Feeling like we need it. If I can get at it in the back of the fridge. No mustard? Oh no. We're torn. I'm just gonna do that. Just a touch. And I'm not gonna add the sugar until I taste it, because it might not need the sweetness after all. While I'm at it, I'm also gonna taste the onions. So good. It's like sweet and salty. That sauce tastes proper. That is good. The spread, done. Okay, spread, check. For our buns. Aw, we wish you could be there too. That'd be so much fun. Buns bake at 350 Fahrenheit. Let's get our oven on. For 15 to 20 minutes until they're light golden brown. I am going to brush the top of these. Oh yeah, these are gonna be awesome. My bun might rise too high. I think that might be the only problem. I'm gonna brush these with milk on top so that we do get a little bit of extra browning. Because apparently In-N-Out buns are a little bit darker than ones that you can buy in the store. But we don't want the sheen that an egg wash is gonna give us. So that's why we opt for milk instead. These are good looking buns, hun. Oh, breaking the fridge. Just a little bit of milk. To brush on. Oh, Charlie Sheen. That guy. But yeah, we don't want a Charlie Sheen here. So buns are gonna bake for about 15 minutes. And then we'll wait a couple minutes for them to cool off before we cut into them. Otherwise it kind of wrecks the buns if you try and get into them too early. So we know we'll have like 10 minutes to put the rest of the burger together in that time. So all we have to do is slice up some tomato, get our American cheese out, and tear up a couple pieces of iceberg lettuce. We are almost there. Pulsh, you gots to jet. You're gonna be lurking, awesome. Yeah, Sammy, have an extra burger for Pulsh. I'm sure he will easily do that. I might just do that as well. Enjoy, man. Thanks for popping in as always. Yeah, we're in the room, gosh. Can't you see Nike's here? Iceberg lettuce, come to me. Not a lettuce you see very often on Cook with Kate. Ooh, Sammy's playing with camera settings. The US has 14 billion ton surplus of cheese and they just hoard it. That's insane. We even got an organic iceberg. Just waiting on the oven to preheat for those buns. It was actually really cool when we went to the Tillamook factory. That was really fun to see how they did that. Get a couple of really nice pieces. What, Tillamook? In the 80s, President Reagan took the cheese surplus and handed it out to low-income families. They should totally do that again. What are they waiting for? Yeah, you never know when you're gonna need that much cheese. You just never know. One nice piece of iceberg. Another one. And another one. Got a couple more. You just tear them off. I don't know why I'm so careful with them. Just trying to keep them intact. Should be good. Now, tomato time. Your grandma used to volunteer to pass out the cheese? That's a job that I would do, for sure. Do our stacks in a little container. Now the tomato. I'm gonna choose a nice big piece of tomato. You definitely don't want to use cherry tomatoes for this. If the one slice of tomato will fit the burger bun, that's the best one to choose. But I think we'll have to settle for 2 slices. Okay, after this, I'm gonna go grab the pickles. Gonna eat this little bit of tomato, snacking. Torino, that makes sense. 1, 2, 3 tomatoes for burgers. Like if there's too much of something, give it to the poor. Okay. Milky buns going in. 350 Fahrenheit. I'm gonna do 10-minute timer. And then see if it needs an additional 5 or 7 minutes. This is a really nice and juicy tomato. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew. Almost didn't get it out of there. Okay. Lettuce, tomato, set up. Meat and cheese. Hey guys, we're very close. Okay, I'll be back in less than a minute. Thank you, Rolo. Pinball, I was also saying that they also offset the cheese. So that it looks like there's more cheese. Scat! How are you?
Man, that burger grind looks fantastic. Like, it looks really good.
You having a good weekend, Scat? Okay, let's visit our checklist. So, bun has been proofed and shaped, and now we are baking the buns currently. The meat, we ground it fresh ourselves from Chuck. That's exactly what In-N-Out uses for their beef grind. We got our 2-ounce patties flattened out to 4-inch diameter. All we have left to do is season and cook those. We have our American cheese. We have our iceberg lettuce, sliced tomato, spread we mixed up earlier, which is just a mix of mayo, ketchup, and relish that is rinsed of the sweet liquid in it. And you just have the pickle pieces. We have our pickle sliced. We have our onion sliced and caramelized for animal style. So that's done. Last thing left to do is just to, like I said, they call it a cheese smile. So they make the cheese smile by folding about 1/4 of it back onto itself. You're good, Scat. That's good to hear. Work and life has been busy. Same here. Same here. And Rolo, I have heard that In-N-Out has their own book, and I'm actually intrigued to kind of read it. So make your cheese smile. And then obviously the part of the cheese where it's thicker, that's gonna be on the presentation side of the patty. I guess the one thing that we're missing here is the In-N-Out paper to wrap the burgers. We're not gonna have that. Boom, cheese pieces, mise en place. Yeah, I shot, seriously, don't remind me. $1 for each slice of these because we literally can't have it in the stores. No such thing as real American cheese. Okay, there's our setup for the griddle. We have our pan for cooking the burger patties. And then I'm also going to get a griddle pan for toasting the buns. Because apparently that's an important one as well. With just a little bit of butter. Done. That, our salt. And I think we are set up, my friends. Okay, so just over 2 minutes left on baking our buns in the oven. They will probably need an additional 5 minutes, and then they will have to cool off for about 10 minutes, which is the exact time when we will start cooking our patties for the In-N-Out burgers. You always unwrap yours? See, I usually keep it wrapped as I eat it. And that way you keep all the juices in there in the bottom. You don't lose anything. Starting to smell like fresh bread in here though, so I know that those buns are baking quite nicely. It looks like we'll have one really perfect bun. There's a couple bigger ones, that's for sure. I'm not doing fries, nope. Because that's something that you order separately. And to me, the fries aren't as important as the burger. The only kind of difference between fries of each chain restaurant is the type of potato, how they cut the potato, and what they fry it in. But other than that, it's basically the same steps every single time. Also, I really did not want to deep fry today, if you're wondering. Like, I don't want to clean the kitchen after I do a deep fry in here when I gotta leave early. Potato wedges are bomb, yeah. Yeah, no deep frying today. Don't worry though, we'll eat our share of In-N-Out fries in 2 days from now. That is the first spot that we're going to eat when we touch down in Cali. And we are streaming it together. So we're gonna end the stream in Canada on an In-N-Out stream. And then we're gonna start the stream in America at In-N-Out. I thought that'd be a fun way to do it. Okay, 10-minute timer. Gonna give those a turn. Do another 5. And now we can turn on both of our pans on the stove top. So for the bun pan, I'm gonna go like a medium-low heat, start melting the butter. And then for our burger pan, really nice, like medium-high heat, because they're gonna cook quick. So here's the thing, with our really small 2-ounce patties, because they're pressed so thin, yes, there is lots of surface area for us to create flavor on. But then the other thing is, because they're thin, is they're gonna cook very, very quick. So we don't want the patty to dry out before we have our caramelization and the crust on the outside of the burger. So really nice high heat, and you should not need any oil in your pan. Sammy's here. He's doing some stuff, getting ready to go. He was getting our IRL gimbal and microphone, everything set up like that, scat. Sammy's here. He's just doing stuffs. Matt, you're done mowing your yard. Heck yeah, dude. Ooh, buns double toasted. That sounds delicious. I could see how that elevates it. Cover it in honey first? I've never heard of that, man. Probably not even 2 minutes aside, Mike. Probably closer to like 1 minute aside. Okay, so we do the spread, the tomato, onion, lettuce, patty, but that's for a single. We want our double. Hi, J Frick. Ooh, the vinegar with the salt water. I like that, Rolo. Did you find that made a difference in how the potatoes cooked as fries? Okay, we're getting hot. Get our plate out. It made them crispy really quick. That sounds delish. Holy, this is gonna be good. I was just reading like how the burger goes together. Insane. Delivery charge. That'd be an expensive delivery, Matt. I wonder how much. Okay, I'm gonna season. I'm hopefully, I probably only get 4 patties in the pan at one time. So enough for 2 doubles. Because we know if we overcrowd the pan, it's not going to help us with searing our burger patties properly. Pan is really nice and hot, but since the buns aren't yet out of the oven, I'm just going to turn it down a touch. I want the buns to be finished baking before we start cooking. I think that's really important. Yeah, could it even make it fresh? I don't think so, man. Okay, one more peek. Yes! I think that is happiness, my friends. Check out those buns! So this one is definitely the one that we're gonna use. I don't know if it's like a perfect In-N-Out bun, but those are some pretty nice potato rolls. They are tall. There's actually 2 really nice ones here. So let those cool off. Now we can start cooking. Thanks, guys. Hi, Driveway Cam. How are you today? Before we even drop the patty in, we need our spatula. So we got our patties on deck with the cheese right beside. Important, if you're doing animal style, to have your onions by you as well. And then if you're doing it classic, just have your little onion slice raw on the side. Because like I said, once these start cooking, it's going to be a very quick assembly. So you want to stay very organized. Okay, 4 patties going down. Let's get Big Cam on the stove. We're going in. One, 2, 3, 4. Really nice and hot pan. Crank it back up. So with our 75-25 blend of chuck to fat for our grind, we should not need any fat in the pan. It should render out as the patty cooks, and that's how you get the really nice caramelization or crust on the burger patty. If it's still sticking onto the pan, it's definitely not ready to lift yet. So it'll like basically almost fully cook before we flip it, just because the patty is so thin. And then we want to be toasting our buns as our burger is cooking. I'm just slicing those now since they basically just came out of the oven. Turn that up. Just a little bit of butter. What's the seasoning? Just salt, and if you want, pepper. Okay, let's have a little check again. Okay, it lifted off nicely. Now we can go for the flip. And then for animal style, you put the caramelization or caramelized onions under the cheese. Not a very good sear on that one. Not the best on there either. You can see the juices coming out of there. I think it looks like they even smashed their patty thinner than this. This is super small. Toasting, beauty. We literally just want the cheese to get to the melting point, and that is it. Yeah, the animal style fries, so good. I would love for them to be about medium, but we'll see. Yeah, we still got some red juices coming out. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. Our buns are nice and toasted. We can go a little bit heavier than that still. Okay guys, over to cutting board. We're gonna build. Yeah, a little bit darker. That's exactly what we want. Sammy Sam? First things first, we use that spread. So homemade potato roll.
I wasn't sure which one.
It's okay. Nice amount of spread. Next step, we're going for the pickles and then the tomato. I'm gonna go for 5 smaller pickle pieces. What? What? I don't need that. What are you doing?
Stack yours.
Oh, but you gotta stack the cheese together. Sammy doesn't know. Sammy doesn't know about the smile. So tomato, fold up your iceberg lettuce. What have you done? He really did though.
Wow.
That looks like a good stack of lettuce.
I grabbed the wrong one. Obviously, I picked one and then
Yeah. I would almost like more melt, to the cheese, but I think we're okay. I'm not really loving the patty to bun ratio that we're looking at right now. But since we both said that they offset it, might actually be just fine. Because they always let you kind of see everything, right? No, 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 no.
You always take a photo.
Yeah.
You doing it here?
I think that'll have the best light. I'll have to see though. No, 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 no. He just moved me over. How does that look though, guys? Maybe not very In-N-Out-esque. Sammy, let's see your plate.
No, no, no.
I don't know. What are we feeling? It looks better. Oh no. I'm excited to see how it tastes. Yeah. Got some good photos, guys. I think the biggest thing is like the melting factor on the American cheese. That just makes it so good. The buns are definitely puffier. And I kind of knew that was going to be the case with making them from scratch. You got to see the meat fry. Sammy, you want to come over or nah? He made a mess already. His burger is falling apart. Okay, let's get into it. Yeah, that's a happy burger. I'm gonna turn this. I'm going into the cheesiest part. Okay, let's do this. You know what? I didn't put any sauce on the top bun. And I don't even know if it needs it, but we might have forgot that step, Camel. That's pretty on point. That's pretty on point.
But it isn't?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah. It tastes like In-N-Out, but it also doesn't at the same time. I feel like that is kind of expected because we are not using the same ingredients at all. Like, all of these ingredients are Canadian ingredients. Yeah, just inhale. One of these burgers that we can't put it down once we start eating it. Do they have a special seasoning? No, literally just salt and pepper. It might actually be better. But I don't know, like after taking 3 hours to make this, I don't know if it's worth the time.
It's a really good burger, regardless.
It's a really good burger though. I am happy with this.
I think the bun should have just been the plain white bun, or they just have to cool down a bit more because they're still a little
Sam said the bun was a little bit too puffy. But other than that, he said he was really happy with it. I know, the goodness dripping out. Mostly from the tomato, I would say. It's pretty juicy tomato. Would you like another?
Yeah, I'm already working on it.
He's already working on it. Sate more. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, a normal burger. That's so true. So, next time, if I make this bun recipe, I would make it into 8 buns, not 6. And that way we'd probably have the perfect size. The bun does make it really good. I think the onions and the cheese were definitely really, really similar to what they have. Obviously, the beef's a little bit different because of different cows and different area that it's raised. Bun's different because we made it ourselves and we did a potato bun instead of whatever they have made for them. We used American cheese that we had to source from another burger chain here. So we had to ask the kitchen if we could buy slices of American cheese because they're one of the few places that you can get it. Yeah, really expensive cheese, $8 for 8 slices. Bye, Matt. Have a wonderful stream, man. Glad you were able to hang out for a little while. Craft singles? No, not even craft singles. I was not settling for that. Queso manchego, yum. Scat, you want to request mashed potatoes 3 ways? What are the 3 ways? All in all, though, guys, very satisfying. I have to say that. Like, I am a burger monster, and all of this together is really good. Crispy cheese bits from the bottom of the pan. No, you can ask for it medium. And sometimes it just comes medium, which is also my favorite part. Because up here in Canada, it's basically against the law to serve burgers medium or not cooked well done. But I love medium burgers. Holy scat, lobster mashed potatoes. That sounds so good. We can do crab.
So have to do crab.
Crab mashed potatoes with the crab smashing for you, Scat. Yep, same here, iShot. Same here. And they have to do that just because of how they source their beef. Because it's not like the most ethically sourced beef. So because there's so many different cows in like one burger patty, they have to cook it well done. Just to save themselves from any lawsuits if someone gets sick. Yeah, I am totally fine with pink in my burgers. salmon. He's getting in it. Hey. Hey, you need your hat on. Yum. Mm-hmm. Crab mash. So crab mash to go with the crab smash. I like this, scat. I just wrote it down on the chalkboard. We still have cottage pie and banoffee pie to make for Buff Bagwell. Okay, I'm just doing a little bit of looking around. Who are we gonna go raid? What do we have going on? Scat. So tomorrow, bringing Sammy to the barber shop. Kate's Quick Cuts. I am the stylist. After we trim the beard, we're gonna blow it out. So you think this is legendary? She's gonna be pretty long. Like these curls are deceiving. Probably gonna be like down to there. And like this beautiful straight looking beard. You know what, Cookie? I kind of went into this knowing that it's not really gonna be better than In-N-Out. Like it just can't be, just because of the difference of the ingredients, etc. But it is really good still. I just knew it wouldn't be better, especially with how much time it took me to make this very simple food. Because I feel like they got that on lock, and to only have to wait like 5-10 minutes for a burger that took me, making everything from scratch, it took me about 3 hours to make all this, buns included. That's a lot of time for just a little burger.
That bun is really good.
But the potato bun, yeah, it is freaking good. I am very proud of those, and I think that's gonna be a recipe that goes into my arsenal. Typically I just do brioche buns, but
The Cook with Kate cookbook.
these are really nice. Like look at the bottom, the top, very squash, very soft.
So are
Burger in my
we,
teeth.
Are we streaming the barbershop?
Guys, should we stream Kate's Quick Cuts barbershop with Sammy? You guys want to see how the beard gets trimmed? Be hilarious.
Okay. So probably tomorrow at like, what do you think? 3 o'clock?
You're gonna be home that early?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 to 4? No, maybe not. We'll see. 3 to 4.
This little guy, he's our stream mascot when we do IRL traveling streams.
He's coming with us.
He's coming with us. So can we think of a name? Gotta think of a name. Sam said he looked like who, Cheech, because of the mustache. Okay, so that is a wrap, obviously. And this hat's just gonna be here forever now. It's like a part of me. We are going to go show some love to Monastache, who is doing a Minecraft Insanity stream for Starlight Children's Hospital. So the last couple of charity streams before TwitchCon. Yeah, smuggle it back across the border. He is a pizza slice. He's so cute. So cute. And I love pizza. Okay, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your night or day wherever you are. I hope you guys had as much fun in this stream today as I did. Definitely a fun little challenge to try and recreate fast food, because as you can see, it's really not that fast at all to make it. But they have so many different things in place that makes it quick and easy, and that's also why they have like 12 people working in the kitchen at once. So someone would have one of each of those jobs. All right. I don't know if we'll see you tomorrow, but we probably will. Just for a little bit even.
Trim the beard.
Yeah, otherwise, we will be live from California Tuesday afternoon. I will be posting the stream schedule for the entire week while we're in California.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing every single day streaming.
Yeah.
So 6 or 7 days straight.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go
Yeah.
see Monastash.
Bye, everyone.
It's gonna be so much fun. For all
Yeah.
of you that have not been to one of our IRL streams yet, the last time we did one was in February, and we went to New York. It was a blast. Have a great night, guys.
We walk a
Love
lot.
you all. Yeah, so much walking and exploring.
24 kilometers a day. Let's go.
The more walking you do, the more snacks you can eat.
Exactly. The more you can eat.
Ready? Okay.
All right,
Bye.
guys. Bye.